My first time to the UK. Definitely my first time here. Where am I? Repton. I'm in Repton. And I came a few thousand miles to be right here with you. So I'm honored to be in this space because it feels really good to be here. So thank you. I want to talk about the courage it takes to create a life you love. Now, let me tell you a little story. Like she said, I'm a storyteller. So I can give you context to where I am right now in this very, very moment, this second. So basically, growing up, terrified to speak in front of people. Like, not an option. If you're in a group and someone's there, you're eventually going to have to stand up and speak, or someone's going to call on you and you're going to have to speak, and your heart's just like beating and you can't even hear because the beating of the heart is so loud. That was me. Well, about 4 years ago, I was going to this spiritual center, and I had just moved to San Diego at the time, San Diego, California. And went to this wonderful little service. It was really sweet. And my partner and I were meeting people. And this woman walks up to me, and she was kind of the greeter of the group. And I don't know what made her ask me this, but within the first sentence, she looked at me and said, "Hey, they're starting a new class tonight. And it's called Finding Your Voice." And I thought, that sounds amazing. So before I knew anything about it, I said, yes. So she said, it's a singing class. I'm sorry, I don't sing. But something inside me was like, you got to be there. So I ignored the, little fear voice going off in the head. And I showed up that night. Again, it's a new city for me, new people. I didn't know anyone. And everyone went around, and what do you want to get out of this? And I said, I know this kind of sounds crazy. I mean, I don't really sing. But I want to be able to stand in front of a room of people and be present. Like, to be okay in the silence. To just be. And so, to me, if I could sing on stage, that would blow everything out of the water, right? So, at the end of the 6-week course, we had an opportunity, I'm going to call it, to be on stage solo, a live show, like 60 people in the audience, and sing a song. So I made it through. It was amazing. It was really quite transformative. So the teacher, we had such a great relationship with her, and she's like, "Come do it again." I said, "Okay, great." So take it again, and she said, "This time I'm going to give you 2 songs." I'm like, "Yeah, that sounds great." So now, this woman also does energy work. Well, we go to this is the concert night, and I'm backstage. And this time I'm terrified. I'm terrified that I'm going to forget the words, because remembering words to one song is one thing, but 2 songs? That was scary. So I'm backstage, and she's backstage with me. The person singing, before me is on stage. And I'm physically shaking, and she's like, "What's the matter? You've done this. What? I'm scared I'm going to forget the words." And because that's the worst thing that ever could possibly happen, right? Is you forget your words. So she puts her hands on my head and my heart. I don't remember what she does, something, and it just immediate calm. I was so. I didn't even know where I was. I was like, wow, this is cool. So she goes out on stage, and up next we have Ashley Sibille, and like I'm walking out, and I take the mic off, and the music starts. I have no clue. The first word, the second word, the third word. I couldn't, the next line. And so this room of people, now it's the spiritual community, so luckily they're all really, full of love and really supportive. So they're all like anticipation of like, oh my God. I was so calm. I was just standing there with a mic, worst fear, room full of people. And I wasn't dying. I didn't know what I was, but I was just smiling. And I was thinking, well, eventually I'll catch on. I mean, I'll get a word or two and then I'll, pick it up. And so it was coming to that point. I'm like, oh, yeah, I think I'm getting there. Well, backstage, my teacher, she feels really bad. She comes out on the stage to rescue me. And so she hugs me and she's like, what happened? I go, you relaxed me so much. And she goes, well, and at that point, when she had walked out, I just started singing the first couple of words, right? So she said, wait, let's stop, everyone. Let's start over. And I'm like, start over? I still don't know the words, right? And so, and I remember my partner was in the middle aisle. And at this point, she's like coming closer and closer, hiding behind a post, and she's mouthing the word. And I was like, what are you saying? Because I couldn't, again, remember the words. They started the song over. And I started singing. And the whole crowd, I mean, you would have thought it was like a major concert. They were so excited. I would get a line, and they were like, yeah! They were so, like, supportive. And I was like, and I know this one, too. And I know this one. And I'm like, oh, I got the rest of the song. I can do this. And it was being broadcast. So it was not just the 60 people in the room, but, like, internet. So I was like, hi, Mom. I didn't realize how huge that was until really like a year ago, or really this year, just speaking into that space, because the worst thing happened. And I didn't even realize how much courage it took to even take the class, right? How often do you have a gentle nudge to do something? I mean, come here today, right? Like, you could have done, I'm sure, a ton of other things today with your time. I appreciate you spending it here with us. But you just feel gentle nudges to do something. And how often do you follow it? And how often are you just too tired? I just don't feel like it. Or, whatever it is that shows up. And so courage, I believe, plays such a big part in this journey to create a life you love. Because that's what I'm all about. Khalil, create a life you love. And what I learned in that moment on the stage is that all the stuff, it's all made up. I'm not going to die if I don't remember the words. I'm going to be okay. And more than anything, I got this right now. This moment that I can just stand here and be with you. So even crazier, I've been having this idea, this feeling that what if I didn't even prepare? What if I didn't even know what I was going to say? And I showed up and just was completely available for whatever it is to show up for this room, for you, for your ears, for this experience of you and me and all of us communicating with each other. What if I was just completely an open vessel? Well, that would be crazy, right? Because I would get on a plane and I would go, how many thousands of lots, right? Like, 4 or 5, whatever. Never been here, trains, planes, Uber, well, everything. To get here to this moment and do the thing that not prepare, that's crazy. But what if? And so I'm very much about practicing what I talk about. And I talk about having courage. Really having courage to step into your life completely, fully, in every moment. In every moment. What would that look like? How would your life show up differently if you were courageous?